Let them speak. Review patterns 1 to 33. Please repeat or answer. Didn't you find out what she wanted to get? If she dropped by, what would you tell her to do? Why is it that he wishes he could be there? What do you think it is that she tried to do there? Who else would have helped her if you hadn't been there? Was the guy standing next to you going to ask her to go out on a date? Did she say they brought something you liked to eat? Was she able to bring you to where she used to live? Did she say she found that to be too expensive? I bet that they must have been really angry. Did she get something that she needed to use? Do you have something to ask her when she gets here? Did she say she had nothing to read while she was there? I wonder why she asked him to come over. He must really feel disappointed ever since his son dropped out of school. He must feel really disappointed ever since his son dropped out of school. Don't you see why it would have been wrong to do that? Don't you wish they would have sold the house they were living in? Did he say he saw where she went? Isn't that what she told you she was going to be bringing? Should he have given her more money if she had asked? What is it that he did with the money that you gave him? How long has it been since you asked her to do it? Where is it that you wished you had bought a new house? I doubt whether she told him he's got to do it. How long ago did you figure out that she was having a hard time understanding it? I suppose that is the first time she had a chance to take a break. Did she bring anything her mother bought for her? Don't you wish you had the car he's driving? Wasn't that where he was supposed to bring her after they finished school? I guess that the food she made was more delicious than the food I brought. Who else told you to bring what you were studying? Wasn't she here to take what you made for dinner? How long ago did they find out that it was all right to leave early? Isn't that what you bought on the 15th of December? I doubt if she would have liked it if they weren't able to go with her. Did anyone you know find out where you went to dance last night? Didn't he see why you had a difficult time teaching what they needed to know? Don't you wish he had seen how you did it? When was it that you were supposed to be there? Who all asked him to clean the room he was sleeping in? Who all asked him to clean where he was sleeping? I bet that he had nothing to do since he got there. Did she say that that was who told her to clean it up? How long has it been since they figured out that you were married to the woman working there? Did she say that she went back to somewhere she was interested in moving to? I wonder what it is that she wishes she could have seen. Didn't you have anything to ask all of them as soon as you arrived? Where is it that he made you go before coming back to work? Did she tell you it was something that you would need to get? Did you have a feeling that she was the one all of the people were talking about? Is it worth giving him what you purchased last night? Did she find out who told him not to come back here? Don't you wish you had something to give to him? Did he say he had nowhere to go until you came home? Doesn't it look like he figured out what you were doing? Does he plan on taking you to where he ended up going last night? Is the bar where you went drinking last night near to the office you work at? Where else does she wish she could have gone swimming while she was in Korea? How could you tell he had what he needed to get? Was there any way that he could get there by 7:45? When was the first time you met the guy you were with this morning? Doesn't she have any idea where you got what you have in your hands? Don't you find that the guys he plays football with are better than him? Don't you wonder what kind of food they ate at the party they went to yesterday? I imagine that my brother living in Chicago already knows what you did. What all does she wish she could have bought there? How is it that you didn't get the chance to see them playing there? Where else do you find it easy to get a good job? Isn't it worth getting what he told you to buy? Even though it feels cold outside, what else will you be doing with her? I bet you that he took someone he loves there so that he could have a good time. The reason the guy who was here felt bad was because his mother just died. Didn't you almost tell him what you heard at the party you went to? Doesn't he see why you need to get something to fix it? Does she ever have you go there so that you can help her sister that lives in Seoul? Who is it that came to pick up the present you had? Where all would you have to go if she wasn't able to get there on time? Who is it that began crying as soon as they heard what you said? Did you figure out who the girls talking are? How could you tell he gave her the ring she had? I suppose it's okay to take it if it's on the table next to the kitchen. When all did it seem like they enjoyed being there? Did you give your son that came yesterday something that he wanted for his birthday? Did he seem to like the gift that you gave him? What else did she ask you to get for the kids that passed the test? Where else do you think it is that he had something to do this morning? Is the cell phone that he has something that he got for his birthday? If she had dropped by the house you live in, would you have given her anything? By the time he finished reading the paper, were you done making breakfast? Shouldn't he have talked to the students having problems instead of going right home? Shouldn't he have talked to the student having problems instead of going home right away? He must have managed to get a hold of the people he needed to see. What all did she leave in the car she drove to the office? Don't you find that it is awkward to talk to him? Isn't there some way that you can tell how old she is? Where all did he tell you to send the letters you wrote? Didn't you figure out who it was that took all of the money you saved? He must have been upset when you told him you were going to buy something else. Wasn't that who got the job you tried to get? What do you think it was that made him upset while he was with her? Was his girlfriend that flew in last night supposed to bring the money she owed him? Have you got to do it the way he does it? She must have taught them how he used to teach. Are you thinking of taking him somewhere he likes going? Would they have been happier if she hadn't come back? How did she find out that you had nothing to bring to the office? What was it that he'd rather do as soon as he gets there? Doesn't it sound like they have a lot to talk about? Didn't she find it impossible to continue working there? How many years has it been since you started living there? I bet you that he told her not to wait for me. Where all have they decided to work so that they can make more money? Would it have been worth going there if you had had more money? Should he have known the reason why he had her help them? I guessed that there was no use getting it for him. Wasn't she going somewhere she had to work? Who found out that he told you to get there early so you both could discuss it? Don't you see why he wasn't able to explain it to her? Why is it that the person you're working with seems to always be resting? Does the girl eating dessert have any idea who you are? I wonder if she looks forward to going there now that her friends will be there. She doubts whether she'll get the opportunity to see him again. How did she find out that you'll be going there in a few days? Were you annoyed she kept telling him to be quiet? I wonder if they are going to let their children keep playing there. All she had to do was tell him to leave. When else do you hope to meet your friends that you had in high school? Who all wishes they would have attended that meeting on the 14th of May? How many of the kids he plays with found what they were looking for? Didn't she give you some of the food she made so that you wouldn't have to go out to eat? Where do you think it is she put the money you gave her on the 11th? Do you find that the juice she is drinking is too sweet? When else does he wish he could go to eat the food again that he ate last night? Who else just got to on the bus that goes to Chicago? What else were they here to do? Was that when you asked her to send the package you put together? Were you able to find out how long ago she arrived at the office you were at? Is the time he gave you the right time? Do you think he put anything you needed to have in the car? Did they go anywhere you went while they were on vacation? Do you wish you could retire by the time you reach 65? Is the ticket you have good on any bus that goes to Chicago? Do you find that it is best to order the food you want early? They must have heard you talking about the problems she's having. Isn't that the time you were supposed to be there? Did he seem to like what he got for his birthday? Didn't you have the feeling that he didn't like what she got from her? Where else can you buy a computer that is on sale? Do you wish you could take the trip they took to Korea? I went. I wonder whether the book she's been reading is worthwhile reading. How is it that you had nothing to do there? The next time you have the opportunity to see her, would you please tell her that I love her? Is the bus you take there more expensive than the one that I take? Did you figure out which one it was all right to take home? What does he think it is that made her so angry? I bet he is going to take her somewhere they shouldn't go. I guess she thinks it is better to come back some other day. Would it have been better if she could have driven there by herself? Who is it that found out she didn't enjoy being at the place she works? Doesn't he understand what they tried to do there? When was the last time you were interested in going out to the movies? How did you find the movie you just saw? What is it that he first did when he got up in the morning? Did you figure out the reason that he was thinking of not paying her back? What was the TV she bought like? Didn't she have anything to tell you the last time you met? I suppose he had a lot to think about before going into the meeting. Who else does he wish you would have asked to go? Is that all he has given you since you arrived? I bet that most of the kids who came didn't bring what they needed. Was that where he decided to get together so they can have lunch? Do you think he's going to call the number you gave him if he gets into trouble? Did they give you the money you asked for so that you could go on your trip? When else did they say you would be able to get what you wanted? Didn't he find that he had a difficult time trying to figure out who she was? If the kids who are in his class aren't able to speak English, would you be able to help them? Doesn't it seem like she has nothing to do in the evenings? Didn't you get why she was anxious to go there? When else will you have something to show her? Did he tell you to try to do it any way you could? Wasn't that how he got the beer he brought to her house? Did you find out why he wasn't getting good grades at the school he was going to? Did she forget the lunch she made at home when she came to work? Did you think that she was going to start traveling? Is she thinking about going there to see what she didn't see before? Did she get you to take what she couldn't carry? Will he be marrying the girl he's living with? How many days a week did you manage to work with some of those people? When else did she have you cook what you like to eat? How all was he able to figure out that I went somewhere with her? Wasn't that what he told her he would give to her? I suppose that all of them wish they could have dated her. Did you hear him tell her what he really wanted to buy? Hasn't she got any idea if she has anything she's got to bring to him? How come you plan on giving her what she asked to have? Who else did she wind up eating with? I wonder how long ago they got to the guy who told them that. Didn't she ever read the love letter you sent her? What else did she say she needed to finish making it? Isn't this what you wish they would study? What would you have done if you had been there? What is it that he thought you would be bringing? Did he know anything you didn't know? How did she figure out that the girl with you was your daughter? If you knew about the problems she was having, would you have given her more money? Did he say that he took anything that you had in the drawer? When did she tell you she had nowhere to go today? Did she find out the way he managed to solve the problem? Did she figure out where he was by the time you arrived? When all did you have time to help her to do that? As soon as he bought the phone he wanted, did he try to figure out how it worked? Did the people talking in the corner seem to like what she was doing? Did she find out how many of the people who came last night should be coming back today? Have you ever been to where she buys the jewelry she has on? I suppose they had to go where he told them to go. Don't you see why it isn't all right to leave before she gets home from work? Couldn't she find out why they were upset she wasn't going to be coming? Wasn't that why he had trouble getting the money he needed? What was it that he wished he could have seen instead of staying at home? Did you figure out who he was talking to on the phone? Isn't that the bus he takes to where he's going? Who else has he had the chance to meet since he got to the party? Is what she put in her bag something she needed to have for her trip? Did she tell you she got something she likes eating? Where all did she have him bring what she cooked? I doubt whether it will take 2 hours to get there. Was that when your friend working there found what you lost? Don't you wonder how long she's been studying the course in English she's taking? Haven't you got any idea how long ago she decided to sell the house she's living in? Where else do you look forward to going while you're on vacation? Did she say she found it hard to draw the picture he gave her? Didn't she have a lot to tell him about where she spent her vacation? How come she told you she wouldn't have done it? Do you see how he was able to convince her? Where do you think it is that he should have brought the kids he's teaching? When is it that he was interested in reading the book he brought to work? Isn't that where he wished he could have lived during the summer? Did you used to explain to the students you had how you can speak English better? Wouldn't it be better if she told him what she really wants to do? Who else had a good time even though there wasn't enough beer to drink? What else was she finished making the last time you saw her? I bet you that what she paid him was not enough. Who else does she have to bring to the party they're having? Did she give you any reason that he stopped her from meeting him? Doesn't he see why they should have taken the taxi instead of taking the bus? Did she find that the kids playing out there tended to keep playing even though it started to rain? Was that where they thought he would be? How long did it take to get to where you live? Weren't they there to buy the food that was on sale? When all does he wish you could be there? Did she have a feeling that he would make her pick it up? Doesn't he understand why I'm not supposed to bring anything to school? She must have known somebody that began learning that. She couldn't help but give him the money she owed him. Who do you think it is that helped her to drive there? Does he do what you told him to do?